My name is Juan Pablo Gonzalez. I'm a medical librarian here at Howard University's Lewis Stokes Health Sciences Library. This is going to be a short tutorial on the search method that I'm referring to as the landmark approach. Many times we will have to search for information topics that we are not familiar with, and this can make searching for information resources a tedious process. Using the landmark approach will allow you to start your searches using broadly conceived search terms, and it will allow you to gain a bird's eye view of the literature landscape in a topic you are not familiar with. To access PubMed, you will begin on our website at www.hsl.howard.edu. Locate the PubMed tab, click it, and then you will be directed to PubMed. The reason you will be able to start your search with broad or vague search terms is because PubMed uses a system called mesh terms. Mesh terms are an indexing thesaurus that's used to tag articles in PubMed based on a range of metadata. This allows you to identify the specific literature you are looking for when you enter terms into the search box. Common language is then mapped by the computer system to officially used medical terminologies that are electronically attached to articles. You can gain a better understanding of this process by using the mesh database. You can find the mesh database below the search box on the PubMed homepage. Just click it and you will be directed to a new search box that has been defaulted to search the mesh database. This page can be used to manually construct more advanced searches in PubMed. However, for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to focus on initial searching. So let's get started with an example query in the mesh database. Let's look at the word drugs. Drugs is not an official medical terminology, but if you were to search PubMed using the word drugs, it would be automatically mapped to the terms pharmaceutical preparation. This term will be attached to any article about this topic. At the top of the mesh terms page, you will find a short definition of the official term, which is defined here as drugs intended for human or veterinary use, presented in their finished dosage form. Included here are materials used in the preparation and or formulation of the finished dosage form. So from here, I'm going to get started with a sample search query. We're going to go back to the main library page, and then we're going to open up a fresh PubMed page. Let's say I'm looking for peer-reviewed articles on some aspect of drugs and astronauts in outer space. I'm a researcher who's not familiar with this highly specialized field. So the first thing I would want to think about is conducting a general search using the basic root concepts of this query. In this case, the base concepts are drugs, astronauts, and space travel. At this point in my search, I'm not going to worry about getting the vocabulary right because PubMed's thesaurus that we talked about earlier is going to automatically direct me to pertinent literature. The goal here is to identify one good article that we can use as a roadmap into the literature of the specialization. I'm going to enter the base search terms into PubMed with no delineations. This may at first seem unusual if you are used to manually entering Boolean operators, but PubMed uses a sophisticated algorithm that will discern how to best arrange these terms to extract the relevant information you're looking for. At the beginning of the search, you may not know what intellectual directions you are interested in, but the results of this query style will produce information resources that will help guide you. I'm going to say, for an example, that this first search result is exactly what I'm looking for because it's discussing pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics in astronauts in outer space. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and open that article. That brings me to the article item record, where I can find information about the article, its title, its affiliations, the authors, the PubMed identification code, as well as the abstract. What I'm interested in on this page is the similar articles section. So far, I've identified that I'm interested in pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic processes, and that I would like to continue along this line of inquiry. In this section, I can identify with greater specificity what I'm looking for. So this first title, Medications in Space, in Search of a Pharmacologist's Guide to the Galaxy, I'm going to go ahead and open that article and head to its bibliography. One of the first things you should take notice of on this record page is that this is a review. So that means that there is possibly quite a bit of literature here that can guide me to the sections that I'm looking for in terms of fleshing out an intellectual direction in this line of inquiry. If you look to the right, you're going to find a pink icon. This icon is indicating that this is available in our Howard University resources. So we're going to go ahead and click that. I see that there is a PDF copy of this. I'm going to go ahead and click that as well. Once I open the article, I'm going to scroll down to the bibliography section. The bibliography can also be instrumental in developing further search terms to provide me with other constructions that I can use to encounter relevant articles. In addition to mining this list for search terminologies and vocabulary, I can also simply locate articles that I'm interested in as well. And this can direct me to more information resources in this topic. So this has been a short, quick, easy process that I just demonstrated. It will be one of the best ways that you can begin searching for literature that you're not familiar with. And these broad searches will be the basis for your more advanced and more systematized searches.